It's a little late. Okay, so y'all can keep working in class. I'm just repeating this because I forgot to make a video. So for those of y'all at home, what we're doing today, we are starting our new sapling assignment. If you didn't watch the video from yesterday, you need to go watch the video that I posted yesterday to Google Classroom. It's a little long, but you need to watch it to know how to do what we're doing today. Also, make sure you download this study sheet. This study sheet is going to help you out, and take the notes. Maybe get a scratch piece of paper and write it out, or print out the study sheet and take some notes on it. And you'll find the notes that you need to take in the video from yesterday. So get this study sheet, go back and watch the video from yesterday, and then when you're ready, come back and we'll kind of go through some of the problems today. So if you're working on the assignment today, make sure you have your study sheet with you. Make sure you have the notes on it that you need, that we're multiplying by the molar mass for A, and dividing by the molar mass of A, multiplying by the molar mass of B. We have the mole ratio, B over A. All the notes that we took on this. So let's take a look at the problems. Number 1 and number 3 on the assignment. You're just going to be using that flow chart to figure out which answers go for the drop-down menu. So like for number 1, it says first, grams of substance A can be converted into what of substance A? So what can we convert grams of substance A into for substance A? If we go back to the chart, grams of substance A can only be converted into moles of substance A. That's the only direction you can go. And so that is your answer. Moles of substance A. Moles. And then using what? So we convert grams into moles using what as a conversion factor? Grams gets converted into moles using the molar mass. So the molar mass is our conversion factor. And that's the first part. So just read through these and try to use this chart to help you figure out what your drop-down answers are. So that's going to be for question 1 and 3. For 2 and 4, you're going to try to set up an actual math problem. So remember, you want to use that chart, and you always want to start with the number they give you in the problem. So they gave me 12 grams of iron in the problem, and they're asking me how many grams of iron oxide I get out. So the first thing I need to start with is that 12 grams of iron. I'm going to slide that over to the beginning. I'm going to go check out my chart, and they give me grams of substance A, iron. They're asking me to go to grams of substance B, which is iron oxide. And so I have 3 steps that I need to take to get there. Step 1, step 2, step 3. And so you can see in my answer, they have those 3 steps set up. Step 1, step 2, step 3. I just need to find the pieces that go in there and put them in there and make it work. So step 1, what am I doing? Your notes should tell you that you're dividing by the molar mass of chemical A. So I need to find the molar mass of chemical A and divide by it. Well, chemical A is iron. I look up the molar mass from the periodic table, and I find out that iron weighs 55.847 grams. And so I put that at the bottom. Now I'm dividing by my molar mass for chemical A. Now I need my mole ratio. So step 1 was the molar mass. Step 2 is mole ratio. My notes tell me that mole ratio should be chemical B over chemical A. Should have B over A written above it. And so I need my chemical A on the bottom and my chemical B on the top. And I use the coefficients to tell me what those numbers are. And so my chemical A, which is iron, has a coefficient of 4. So I'm looking for this 4 moles of iron. That's going to go on the bottom. My chemical B, iron oxide, has a coefficient of 2. So I'm looking for this 2 moles of iron to go on the top. So this is my mole ratio. 2 moles of iron oxide over 4 moles of iron. And then the last step, I only have one answer left. It's going to go in my last answer choice. Though this is the molar mass of iron oxide. So our last step says to multiply by the molar mass. That's what we're doing here, multiplying by the molar mass. And this weight for iron oxide is equal to 1 mole. So that's why you get the 1 mole on the bottom. So this is the setup for number 3, or actually, sorry, number 2. Go ahead and try to work through number 4. Try to work through 1 through 4 and get all of those done. And when you get to question 5, the video should switch over and I should have an explanation on question 5 for you. So Go ahead and try to get 1 through 4 done. And if you need help on question 5, keep watching the video. Let's take a look at number 5. So what do they want from us? They give me what? 2 moles of calcium iodide. So for mine, I have the calcium iodide problem. They tell me at the end I got 2 moles of calcium iodide. And what do they want from me? How many moles of silver iodide? So I'm going from moles that they give me to moles of a different chemical. So this is going to be a moles to moles problem. So I'm going from moles of A to moles of B. That's what I need to set up. So let's come over here. I'm turning the lights on. Let's come over here to the board. And I have my problem set up. I'm going to send an email. They're not going to fix it because they're not super great at fixing it. I would tell you there's been some typos on the equations. Let me know if you think that something's weird or your equation's not balanced, and I can show you where the typo is. I told you yesterday they give you the balanced equation, and they do. All these equations are balanced, and you can trust them. The bad part is there's typos, which makes it look bad. So like first period, somebody said that's not balanced, and they're right, it's not balanced. On this side I got 2 silvers, and on this side I only got 1 silver. So I had to add another 2 here. It's just a typo. They're not trying to like trick you. They just forgot it. And I think 2 other problems, they like deleted the oxygen. So it looked like the oxygens weren't balanced, but it was literally they just had a typo and didn't type in the O for the oxygen. So if you think something's wrong with your formula, let me know, but you shouldn't have to do any formula work. Just write it down, trust it as it is. That being said, if you do have the CAI problem, what I had to do was add this 2 right here to balance everything out because it wasn't balanced as they wrote it there on the board. They didn't mean for it to be that way, but it is. So there's a marker I dropped on the floor earlier. What do we have to do? We have to go moles to moles, right? So we look at our chart and we say, I'm given moles of substance A and I need to go to moles of substance B. And what is the mole ratio? What goes on top and what goes on bottom for the mole ratio? B over A. And so remember that it's B over A because I'm starting with my chemical A and I'm going to my chemical B. What I want on the bottom is going to be my chemical A. So I want moles of CaI2 on bottom. CaI2. And what I want on top is my new chemical, moles of AgI2, moles of AgI2. And where do I get the numbers from for here? I get them from the coefficients. So for CaI2, there's nothing there. So that's got to be a 1. And for AgI, there's a 2. I guess it's AgI. My bad. So 2 over 1. And that makes sense. For every one of these that I put in, I get 2 of these out. So if I start with 2 of these, I should expect it to double, and I should end up with 4. And that's what that math is telling me to do. If I start from the left and work towards the right, I have 2 times 2 divided by 1. You don't really have to divide by 1, but you can if you want. Or 2 times 2 over 1. Or as somebody else put it, can I just if I get the long problem, can I just put everything into one fraction? Yeah, you can multiply all the top stuff together, multiply all the bottom stuff together, and then just do another fraction. So if I kind of squeeze this together, it would be 2 times 2 over 1 times 1, which if you do that is just 4 over 1, right? And so the answer is 4. And so there's a lot of different ways to do the math. All I will say is you are not cross-multiplying. First period had some people that are like cross-multiply. You only cross-multiply if there's an equal sign in between. If there's no equal sign, if you actually have a multiplication sign, that's how you're going to multiply across the top, multiply across the bottom. So hope I didn't confuse anybody anymore there. But yes, I have basically 2 times 2, and my answer is 4 moles of AgI2. and that should be my answer. If someone has a different problem, the different chemicals, let me know, and I'll come by and help you. But you're going to do the same thing. You're going to start with the number they give you, and you're going to set up one fraction. That's going to be your mole ratio. And you want the number of coefficients for your starting chemical on bottom. You want the number of coefficients for your ending chemical on top. And you're just going to multiply by that fraction. That's going to be your answer. So I'm going to help a couple people out in the classroom. If I do another example, I'll put it on the video, and you'll see it in just a second. Okay, so just a reminder, if you have questions on the homework or you need help, send me a screenshot of your problem, and I will try to help you out through the email. So be working on it. Give your best effort. I know it's going to be difficult, especially if you're not here in class, but do your best and send me an email if you can't get it, and I will help you work through it. So everybody have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.